Guys, what's going on today? I'm just going to talk about a little subject that, I don't really get asked to really ever, but it's something that I feel like kind of needs to be covered a little bit here. What it is it's a part of the automotive world, a big thing for trucks. They're lifted, leveled, whatever the case may be, is offset, if you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of different ways you can handle offset. If you can't afford to buy new wheels and tires and everything that have all that negative offset that really sets the wheel out from the underneath the truck and everything like that, you can buy wheel spacers, there's like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 2 inch, 2.5 inch. I've seen them all. And I will show you guys a picture of what that looks like right now, a wheel spacer. Now you guys know now what these do. Some of them, like the smaller ones, you just slide over the lug nuts, put the wheel back on there, run all the lug nuts down, you're good to roll down the road. Now some of them are the ones that go over the lug nuts, and they comes with nuts themselves, and they screw on your lugs, and then you put the wheel on the lugs that are provided on the wheel spacer, and you screw your lug nuts on to those. And it gives you a little bit of stance, and that's what a lot of people go for, is stance. And that's a lot of what I'm trying to cover right here, guys. One of the reasons why I don't stance my truck is the wear and tear it does on it. Now, most people don't really go over this stuff. I'm sure you can search it on YouTube, but most people don't explain the pros and cons of a stance truck. Now, that's what I'm going over right now, like with the wheel spacers and really offset wheels. Now, small offset isn't that bad, just like a small wheel spacer probably isn't that bad, excuse me. Like, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch wheel spacer, probably not really going to do anything to your front end parts. Now your rear end, it won't do anything to those at all. So you can do all that stupid crap to the rear end of your truck, and it's really not going to make a difference on most vehicles if it has a straight axle rear end. Like some vehicles, like the Nissan Armada, it's like an SUV of the Nissan Titan. It doesn't have a straight axle, it has rear independent suspension. Hypothetically, it's got 4-wheel independent suspension. So you can't do stuff like that or you can, I guess. I've seen it done. But the majority of the reason why I don't do this stuff, guys, is, like I said, the wear and tear. But what it does is it will make your ball joints and your hub assemblies, and that's, as far as I can think of, that's the only two things I can really think of at this very second. Those are the two things that it really cuts the life expectancy of them down. Now, depending on the stance you like, if you get wheels that have -70 offset, those ball joints and hub assemblies probably ain't gonna last but 4 or 5 months, honestly. And if they're old already, they ain't gonna last but maybe a couple months probably. I'm not really 100% sure on the time limits there, guys, so if anybody watching has a stance truck, correct me if I'm wrong, please. But I will show you an image right now of what a stanced truck looks like for perspective. Now I'm just going to go on the record right here, guys, and I'm going to say stance, I really like the way it looks, but with the kind of money that I make right now, I just can't afford that kind of stuff, and I'm not going to spend that kind of money on the Titan because it's kind of a beater as it is. Now, later down the road, you know, when I get this new job I'm getting and I get to where I'm making quite a bit more money and I start getting, you know, where I'm actually rolling in more and more money, I can go out and buy another truck and I can afford that kind of stuff, I'll probably do it. But what I like, for me, the perfect truck, I think, is probably negative 24, 25 offset on wheels, 20s, with a 305 5520 or a 33 1250. They're basically the same thing. And a leveling kit, which you have to do on most Fords, the newer ones, and you pretty much have to do on all the GM vehicles except for the older ones that have torsion bars. You can just crank the torsion bars. Unless it's a 3/4 ton, you may not even have to crank the torsion bars if they have them. But that's pretty much, to me, the perfect look. I'm not one of those guys that wants to put a 6-inch lift under his truck with 35s or 37s or anything like that. I'm not gonna say it doesn't look good, but I'm not gonna do it personally. For one, I don't want to spend the money on it, and for two, I don't want to have to try to do it myself and mess it up, or I don't want to send it off and it be gone for 2 or 3 months or however long it takes, just, you know, with stuff that could possibly go wrong, you know, because stuff happens, I understand, or whatever the case may be, you know. And I don't want to have to cut parts underneath my truck to make sure the lift fits and everything like that, because I know there's some lift kits that you do have to do that kind of stuff too. So for me, the stance, the perfect stance would be, like I said, the leveling kit and a little bit bigger wheel maybe, and bigger tires and wider. Now I like, you know, if you have the fender here, I like the wheel to stick out, you know, maybe that much, something like that, just enough to basically get the truck dirty, which to me is okay. I'm not one of those guys that are extremely anal about keeping my truck clean, obviously, because I haven't cleaned it in probably a year. So it is what it is. I think trucks, you know, they're meant to get dirty, but they do have to be cleaned, because they can rust and whatnot underneath. But my wife preaches it all day, every day. The trucks are meant to be dirty, leave them dirty, this, that, and the other, you know, which, I mean, I understand. Alright guys, so with all that being said, let me know what you guys think about the whole stance truck scenario and whatnot. I mean, like I said, some of them look good, and I think some of them are just completely ridiculous. I put a picture earlier in the video, you know, I was talking about the perfect truck. Well, to me, that truck was the perfect truck. I would say the black GMC, but they're both black GMC. The one that's smaller and older, the older GMC Duramax. That right there would pretty much be the perfect truck, because it had the 20s, had the 305s, and it has just enough stance to kind of sling the mud up on there a little bit when if you decided you wanted to have a little fun in it, you know what I mean? So, with all that being said, guys, that's going to do it for this upload. If you enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe. We have to get to 150 subscribers, and I will have a 150 subscriber celebration video. And then we also have, coming in the future, hopefully the first doctor's appointment video for you know, be part of Abby's side of the vlog, most likely. Maybe, you know, we never know anymore. So, if you do subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for the support. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for joining our community here. Links in the description of all my friends and their channels. Please go and support them as well. They also have good content. So that's going to do it for this upload, guys, as I said a minute ago. Make sure you guys have a good day, a good weekend. I have drill this weekend, so that's pretty much the end of that for me, because we got a bunch of stuff we got to do. and that's gonna do it, I think. So if you have not checked out any of my previous content on the channel, please feel free. And feel free to check out the channel, especially for the new subscribers to the channel, and newer subscribers, I should say. And with all that being said, guys, I will see you guys in the next upload, and make sure you guys are staying warm out there, because it is getting cold. I say getting, but it has gotten cold. So that's gonna do it, guys. I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas, even though it's a little late for that now. I hope you guys had a Happy New Year, and we will see you guys in the next upload.